今天我要用水彩画 Jackson Wang。开始的时候你要用很多水，因为我们要用很多 tones。As you can see here, I'm adding more tones to give shading to the face in the darker spots. You can use the reference to check where you should be doing it. There is a circle that I've drawn out, which is the highlights. So I will be shading around the highlights. Around the eyes, there were like a sort of dark makeup. So to imitate that, I need to start building up darker shades around it. So when the time comes, you can lay it over a dark blue. This stage is just carrying on building tones. I would say you want at least 3 or 4 to create the right shading that you need. This picture had more cool tone than warm tone, but in the later stages you want to mix some of them so they don't look one-dimensional. Between each layer you want to wait for it to dry so the colours don't bleed together, but here I am also adding more layers of shading. This one I added more red into the tone from the colour that I had carried on from before. Sometimes it depends on your style, but you can add some transition tones. This one I also let it dry, and then as you can see it faded quite a lot. And then I realised that I needed more red because it was looking very dark. Here I started colouring the base of the lips with the same colour that I had done the edges of the face. You want to have around the same skin tone colour for the lips. Around the nose I saw some like red, and here I'm adding some transition colours to make it look smoother. Then I started adding shading to the eyebrows, and I used the same shade for the pupils. You don't want to start off completely dark, otherwise it will look very strange. Here I started with the hair, the base colour. It got a bit hectic because I haven't practiced fully with hair yet, so there will be a huge cut where I try to mess about with it. You still want to keep some sort of shading, so the circle on top is the lighter bits. I think his hair was dyed in the photo, so I added dark green with brown. Here I'm starting with the eyes. I went in with a bit of black and then I dabbed it out. Here I'm going in with some dark brown because you don't want the eyes completely black. You have to leave a few bits of like grey when you go in with the black at first. Now I've started with the eye makeup, and at first I went in with dark blue, and then I think I dabbed it out so it would become lighter so you can get some more tones in there. The paper is kind of a bad quality one, so it started bleeding everywhere, and then now I'm shading it out with a lighter tone. For the lips I used the same skin tone, but I added more red to it. I started dabbing it out, so yeah, you can get more tones as usual. After that, I went in and put more brown and blue into the previous red and started shading the outsides. I used the same-ish color but darker for the inside of the lips and the bottom. And then here I'm using a photo card, the back of a photo card, to get the splashes. Around the eyes the paint had dried, so I went in with a darker one, and then I just framed it. Then I started colouring the outsides of the face as the paint had lightened up, and then I went in with black for the nose to add dimension and shading, and I went in with black for the top of the eyes as well. This is about done now, that's the reference, and that's the end one.